and all I can see are all the ways you did me wrong.
Welcome to Behind the Track. My name is Maddie Lucy, and today we are here with Caleb Polaha. Caleb, welcome to Belmont Tracks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so to start things off, I wanted to ask sort of about your creative process. So what is your process for songwriting and creating music like?
Yeah, so I actually started songwriting out of a place of grief. I lost my granddaddy when I was 13 years old, and I kind of just picked up the guitar and started messing around and, trying to learn chords and stuff. And, one thing led to the next, and I started doing melodies and then adding words. And since then, it's just been like a really wonderful tool for me to express like emotion, that like otherwise would be hard to express. And as I've grown and written more and more songs, it's kind of become more clear to me like how I do it. So like I'll just kind of sit down, clear my mind for a little bit. Sometimes I'll pray and just kind of just feel where I'm at in that moment. And then sometimes it'll just hit me. Other times I'm like sitting there for a couple hours trying to come up with a word that rhymes. But yeah, I think it's different for each song. But I mean, I just love doing it, so.
That's such a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you told me that you were a freshman songwriting major at Belmont, so you haven't been here too long.
No.
So what has your experience been like so far with the program and just sort of how that's affected your process of songwriting?
It's been, awesome. First and foremost, it's just been like an incredible experience. The classes are great, the teachers are great. I think the biggest thing, I was not really a big co-writing guy, like back in high school, mostly because there wasn't, the most people to co-write with. You're kind of one of the few musicians at like school or whatever, and you're kind of doing your own thing. But coming here, it's been awesome to work with so many talented people. Some of my best friends just live like right down the hall, and it was like the second week of school, and I was walking by and I heard them singing something. I just like knocked on the door. I'm like, "You guys sound great," and we've been writing and hanging out ever since. So I think it's just kind of opened my my mind to co-writing, as well as like the idea of like, hey, you've got a song due next Thursday for this class. You got to get it done. Doesn't matter if you feel like you can write it or not, like you better do it. So that's also been a really cool thing about coming here as well.
That's awesome. I'm sure this is just the beginning, as you've got quite a little bit time left here at Belmont. So you mentioned also that you are from Los Angeles in that area. So what has it like been being in Nashville, especially since you're more the Americana sort of genre of music? What has it been like being here in Nashville and Music City with that?
Yeah, so I love Nashville. My like country Americana side comes from the fact that like my family's all from the South, and so I have like a lot of deep Southern roots. I've spent like a lot of summers out here, and that's kind of like what inspires that style of music. And so I've always known that I wanted to live in Nashville. And so moving out here in August was just the best, just because there's like the style of music that I love everywhere, like you can walk up and down the street and there's like 3 different bands in one building playing like the songs that I love to listen to. So I think it's been encouraging just to see like how many people are doing it, and just the sort of, I don't know, like there's a sense of passion here in Nashville. Like everyone wants to do music and everyone's going for it. And I feel like for some people that might be a little discouraging, just to be like, wow, everyone wants it. But like, I don't know, something about it for me has just been sort of inspiring, seeing how that's sort of happened for everyone. And it just makes me want to work as hard, as everyone else is. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's so amazing to hear. Well, we've heard some great performances from you here today,
Thank you.
I'm interested to hear if you had a dream collaboration or some of your inspirations that you would love to work with, what would that be for you?
Yeah, so I really, a lot of my inspirations have sadly passed away. Like I love Johnny Cash, I love Elvis Presley as well. And I don't know that my music sounds like them, but I think just who they are as artists and like what they've been able to do like with their careers, it was, obviously something to aspire to. I also really love Bono from U2. I think that the way he's able to sort of balance like living a life, of faith, and he's also been able to like, he married his high school sweetheart, and like they've remained, faithful to one another. And he is like, seems like a very good, solid person, as well as being like a rock star and having a really fun, crazy life. And just the music that he creates all seems to be very, just like, I don't know, inspired by something more. And so I think like looking at a guy like that, while he's not necessarily the sound that I'm going for, like that kind of artistry is really awesome to me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what is next, and what can the viewers at home expect from you next?
Yeah, okay, so those 2 songs that I sang today, those will hopefully be out. I've got them recorded and produced. Going to start doing some promotional things for those, and those should be out the summertime, which is going to be awesome. I'm very excited for those to be out, so look forward to that. And aside from that, you know, maybe if I'm just playing around in Nashville, I'd love to see you at a show.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah.
today for Belmont Tracks.
Thank you for having me.
And again, I am Maddie Lucy, and this has been Behind the Track.